So the difference between public cloud and hybrid cloud is that, on the one hand, public cloud is the immediate spinning up of on-demand compute and storage resources where you run applications over the internet that are completely independent from those applications and processes you run on premises. The benefits of public cloud are that, of course, it's a on-demand, low-cost utility and you only pay for what you use. The negatives of public cloud is that you are relinquishing control of that infrastructure and that application suite to a third party. Hybrid cloud, conversely, is the intersection between the immediate spinning up of resources in a public cloud, but under the control of the way that corporate IT runs their applications and infrastructure today. So you can benefit from just-in-time, just enough resources. You can run your applications in the cloud, but you also have the flexibility to bring those applications back. In fact, the hybrid cloud isn't a migration of applications into a public cloud, it's a superhighway between on-premises resources and off-premises resources, putting corporate IT at the center of that intersection for applications in the cloud. So you have a true hybrid cloud when it's less obvious to an administrator of applications and infrastructure as to where your application and your infrastructure is running. The application and infrastructure in the hybrid cloud should run exactly the same as it does on-premises as it does off-premises. That's when you have a true hybrid cloud. You're compliant with all of your policies and procedures. You are giving business users what they need, and the administrators can simply spin up infrastructure, whether it's on-premise or off-premises, in a very consistent way. So there are, of course, many hybrid use cases for vCloud Hybrid Service, but let me just give you a couple of examples. The first example would be development and test. So there are customers that have full production environments that are online, and these online environments are real time. So their customers interface with those applications in real time. What these customers are looking for is a pre-production environment that is identical to their production environment. So if there's any challenges or bugs or anything in their production environment, or they want to quickly release new code, new features, new offers out to their production environment, it means that they can quickly toggle that capability, that infrastructure, that change into their production environment in near real time. That's the benefit of hybrid cloud, and that's a development and test type use case. Another use case for hybrid cloud, and a particular situation, is one of the big four consulting firms, global consulting firms, has an advisory service that they sell to their clients, which quickly looks at the risk that those companies are exposed to in their digital world. So they run an algorithm and an application service which takes all of the usage of users from their environment and brings it into this cloud environment that they spin up with vCloud Hybrid Service very quickly, and they're able to run that algorithm and really give back in real time the risk assessment that company is under so that they can make better decisions as a business. That's a real world use case. This top four consulting firm can differentiate themselves from other top four consulting firms, providing this advisory service to thousands of customers where vCloud Hybrid Service is the differentiating factor. So vCloud Hybrid Service for disaster recovery is completely changing the games and the dynamics for disaster recovery. Like, the challenges for disaster recovery have always been the trade-off that CEOs and CFOs make between risk and cost versus then what happens in the event of an outage. And nobody wants to pay the insurance policy for disaster recovery in the event that they never have an outage. It's only when you have that outage that suddenly the value of that service becomes apparent. The challenge with some of the services that are out there today is that they're very physical bound. They're bound to storage arrays, they're bound to high CapEx spend, and they're bound to lots of waste and utilization challenges. With vCloud Hybrid Service, we are changing the game. It's a simple, elegant disaster recovery service that's based at the virtual machine level. They can also choose the recovery time and recovery point objectives based on their bandwidth limitations that the business is seeking.